guys, DCEU here, back with another top 10 list moments for you guys. As today, I'm going to give my top 10 favorite moments so far again from the DC universe. This is like the second time I did this update list. I think I did around 2019 after Shazam came out. And since that's how we got, of course, three movies like Zack Snyder's Justice League, Birds of Prey, and Suicide Squad. So I figured why not do kind of a redo on that list. And this time just talking about the best. But for all the DC universe definitely has had Rocky Road it kind of still does. But it's like it really kind of still does. Like I'm not even sure what the hell they're doing anymore. Well, pretty much every my opinion, every movie set after Toys and Justice League have movies that I've overall really enjoyed. Movies that were actually really good and great. Some of the best come all-time favorite super movies actually, and especially my favorite ones, especially my top 3 like great movies, like crazy. So I figured why not just do an update list, honestly. I know probably a lot more DC films this year, but I figured again this is pretty much like a lot more. We got like more movies after this, and again like Justice League, Birds of Prey, and Suicide Squad. So I'm talking about one of my favorite moments from all these movies. So I hope you'll enjoy this list. Let me know what your thoughts on these movies. Let me know what your favorite DCU moments down below in the comment section. And up in the bush, let's get started, shall we? But before we do get to the total top 10, let's discuss the 10 honorable mentions. Moments I still absolutely loved, they just did not quite make the list. And those honorable mentions are Cyborg's tragic backstory from Justice League, the opening sequence from Zack Snyder's Justice League, the hallway fight sequence in the mall scene from 1984, the final battles from Aquaman and Birds of Prey, the dress shopping scene from Wonder Woman, the rooftop chase scene from Aquaman, the Superman cameo from Shazam, and the Superman flying scene from Man of Steel. All great moments, they just did not quite make the list. Now, coming in at number 10, we have the warehouse sequence from Batman v Superman. Yes, this actually made the list. And it's kind of surprising because you guys have been on the channel for a while now. You guys know how I feel about Batman and Superman. Like, that movie is probably one of the most disappointing movies I've ever seen. There's still a lot I do enjoy about it. There's some aspects I do enjoy about it, but in terms of the story and these characters and what really could have been and the huge amount of potential wasted, and something that feels like pretty much just setting up for other movies. Like, even my opinion, the Ultimate Edition did not say this movie, in my opinion, like, at least for me. But yeah, I can always see what they were trying to go for here with the storytelling and the meanings they're trying to go for. It's just everything else just goes for with the situations of these characters and what they're going through. It just didn't really leave an emotional impact, or hardly any, really any emotional impact. Especially a lot of just like, really? But it just one sequence that unanimously is agreed to be an amazing sequence. Even people that hate this movie agree on this. Is the warehouse sequence here, which basically teaches it's basically just Batman kind of being badass, but that's kind of what it was wanted, and that's what we got. Just not much I'm going to say about it, but it is definitely a bright spot in an otherwise dim and bland movie. At number 9, we got the opening sequence from Birds of Prey. Again, but it's actually kind of surprised how great Birds of Prey have been. Like, this is a DC movie I was not excited for at all. Like, not one bit I was pumped for this movie. Yet somehow this movie, for both Suicide Squad, and it was be my favorite DC film universe. This is a Harley Quinn movie that pretty much is a Birds of Prey, though the Birds of Prey really aren't actually. Well, like, this movie really should not be as good as it was. Yeah, for me, it's a movie I come back to constantly ever since I saw it in 2020. I saw it in 2020, and from the 06 alone, it's like, oh, is this pretty much gonna be like the Deadpool of the DCU? That's pretty much what this movie basically is, kind of like Deadpool of the DCU, but in its own unique way. With, you know, Harley Quinn being Harley Quinn. This movie really takes it into the psyche of this character, and they really go for even up deciding who she is and her narration, what happened to her and Joker, and everything, and then her just going crazy and losing after her breakup with Joker. Like, it was kind of tragic, but also kind of hilarious at the same time. And I don't know, I just might have laughed throughout this entire scene. So it's something you actually do feel for Harley Quinn here, and then it ends up actually works. Like, man, they really do. They have done great things to Harley Quinn between this and that DC animated show. Like, from this one opinion, you're like, I may have one hell right at my end. For sure, I definitely was. And now at number 8, we get the final battle from the Suicide Squad. Another fantastic film. Again, I knew it was probably going to be great, but this is a movie I've also seen constantly since I saw it last year. It's a movie I've grown so much more love and respect ever since I saw it. It's easily one of my new favorite super movies of all time, honestly, and it's miles and miles better than the 2016 version. And this moment is just amazing. Definitely should have a great final battle. They fight this giant starfish that's definitely out there for something they're going for. And basically, we see the Suicide just disobey Amanda Waller and decide to fight him. You got a lot of people being great. You got, fortunately, Pokemon Man on the stairs mostly dying. But he actually got to stop Vision's mom, so at least he died better, at least. And then they think it's a pretty good interaction between these characters and everything, trying to save everybody. Goes to this emotional moment of Ratcatcher too, who was definitely a great character as well, which is pretty, wasn't expecting that. But basically the heart, the action, the directing, and what they go for here is just muy caliente. At number 7, we got Billy finding his mom from Shazam. I think this will actually end up topping my list on my favorite DC moments when I did it back in 2019. But that's not the reason why it's not number 7. But this moment I still think it's great. This moment I still really do enjoy. I do really like. It's all the moment I remember the most of Shazam, because Shazam has a lot of great moments. But this moment annoyed me because it's kind of surprised to Billy's arc throughout the entire movie. It's kind of stuff I've seen before, but they did a great job making you feel emotional here. Like, of course, you know, Billy wants to see his mom again, wants to really find who she was, and because apparently she kind of left him there, and she seen that she was, and all that jazz. And then he finds him, and you think he'll be happy, but it turns out she actually just left him. Like, she just abandoned him. And it's pretty emotional, especially with the acting between both these characters. Wow. And now at number 6, we have Steve's sacrifice from Wonder Woman. Now, I feel like the woman's definitely for that. There definitely has gotten a lot of hate from the movie, and I mean, it's not gonna see why if you really looked at the bigger picture, because people just saying how kind of what the villain was and what was going on, and the messages kind of getting sidelined. But there's one moment that was great in this movie is definitely Steve's sacrifice. It's something they found a way in 1884 for him to actually kind of still be in the movie, but also do it in a different way. But one thing about how great this movie was the chemistry between Steve and Diana, which is a lot better than I expected. Especially with that dance scene that I actually totally forgot about, but I think that probably would be in the other mentions. But Steve kind of sacrificed, they were basically once died, then he's like, and not hear anything, then you actually can get backwards because I love you and everything, then it's like, Steve. Like, boom. 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 It's pretty much, especially Carlos acting that scene. Wow. And now we get to another opening sequence at number 5, and that is the opening sequence to The Suicide Squad. Again, for this opening sequence, I knew I was in for a while, because I think I also got to see this movie in theaters with my coworker Colin, and one of those things was like, Jesus, look. These are like characters were cut out, but anybody so many kids to die off in opening sequence alone, like, Jesus. Wow. Basically, it's like a squad, basically they want them to kind of train them, then he ends up getting killed, and pretty much all the characters that kind of get introduced to end up also getting killed from that sequence. The sequence all getting killed in very violent and different ways, and one of them ends up running away from this to beg Amanda, and just Amanda just not freaking caring, like, whoa, like, talk about a way to open up your movie. And again, talk about succeeding expectations. Now we get to one of the more iconic moments in the DCEU at number 4, and that is in the No Man's Land scene from Wonder Woman. This is the one that people don't always remember from Wonder Woman, and they kind of start to see why. I'm how she won't basically have an armor and everything, just climb up, and the music, the score here, and just the visuals in that scene, just, I don't think I can say what's so great. At number 3, we get to my favorite moment from Birds of Prey, and that is the police station fight scene from Birds of Prey. With Hollywood just going crazy at these police and everything, and like again the visual style here, just again this being kind of like in Hollywood's mind and everything, just going really into her psyche, is just freaking crazy and insane, and I just couldn't get enough of it. It was well choreographed, well handled. I was just smiling for how it's directed, the music, like wow, it was just so much fun. Definitely one of my new favorite action sequences in any superhero movie. Now at number 2, we had the actual final battle from Zack Snyder's Justice League. This is also another movie that I'm actually surprised I enjoyed much as I did. And probably my most recent rewatch in this movie, I ended up loving this movie so much. Again, hell, I had to pick my top 10 favorite movies of last year. Like, I didn't expect, like, I thought it was a good movie when I saw it, but when I started to rewatch it, I was like, wow. 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 And there's so much different improvement from this version of the 2016 where they were like, why they decided to fuck a Zack Snyder here? And the whole final battle especially, like, there's so many great moments from Zack Snyder's Justice League, but this is just chef's kiss. I actually felt emotional in this final battle. I felt some emotion, and they go in directions that I was not expecting. Especially at one point where they actually end up losing, and then the Flash decided to go back and tie. And I see like every involved in the visuals, the fight sequences, seeing Black Superman, like so much greatness, so much emotion here. And again, this comes from someone that also wasn't a fan of Batman and Superman, and someone that just likes Man of Steel. Like the fact that. Like, the fucking fact that I felt emotion in this portion was incredible. Like, the action is great, the acting is great, the choreography is fantastic. Like, I think really the only reason why I'm talking about it is number 1, because again, we're not going to get like any more further of this type of storyline. Like, it's going to be, it's unfortunately we're not going to see what I really was going for with these movies. So, it's very unfortunate that we're not going to get like the continuation of the Snyderverse. And that's really the only reason why it's on number 1, but it was still obviously fantastic enough to be at number 2 here. And now, my number 1 favorite moment in the DC Extended Universe is, drumroll please, the Peacemaker vs. Rick Flag fight from the Suicide Squad. Yes, this moment ended up being my favorite moment in the DCEU. That's one of my new favorite moments in any superhero movie. Not just action scenes, but moments in general. Like, and I don't know if it's just a fight scene, but there's so much greatness, like so much uniqueness, variety of how these guys are fighting each other. And this, especially the fight, anyway, it kind of comes out of nowhere, but it's just Peacemaker, but they basically want to find out some information about this starfish and everything, and the Rick Flag wants to like stop what's going on, but Peacemaker just wants to do his job and does what he's told. And so basically that's kind of what he does. And then you see them kind of fighting each other. The choreography is great. The music is fantastic. How the scene's edited. And of course they get a lot of that visual sound flair the movie was known for, which makes it even more badass and more insane to watch. This is only just put a big grin on my face, but it's actually pretty more, especially when Rick Flag ends up getting killed. Like, I was not expecting him to get killed. I was not expecting to kill him off. And that makes him very fortunate, but it's definitely a very emotional death also. Like, wow. And of course the visual of him stabbing Ash in the heart, like, Jesus. So, yeah. So I see why this moment is personally my favorite of the DC universe. And probably like it will be. Like a DC has to do some moment that's pretty out there if they really want to top this moment, in my opinion. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed me discussing my top 10 favorite moments in the DC universe. Let me know down below in the comment section, what are your favorite moments in the DC universe? Which moments do you love most from these 11 movies? I would love to know down below in the comment section, and let me know if the DC universe came out this year, which one are you excited for the most? I would love to hear that down below in the comment section. As always, thank you so much for watching. I truly honestly appreciate it. Finally, be sure to like this video, be sure to share, be sure to subscribe, be sure to follow all my social media sites on the description down below. I am wasnt Productions. I'll see you next time. As always, stay cool, everybody. Peace.